Welcome back. I've just fast forwarded the last two tracks, so things are moving on quite nicely. I looped up the end of the Joe Goddard record. I'd probably spend a bit more time on that, just so it wasn't quite so loopy. So I've just looped it kind of on the beat, and I might, stretch that out a bit and get a 2-bar or 4-bar loop if I have more time. So we're at 12A, 12A, and then this one's 11A. So I'm a bit bored of this kind of key range. We did a kind of beat match on the last tune, and I noticed we've got a kind of DJ friendly beat intro and a very similar thing at the end of the record. So I think we're gonna change the key. This is at 121. Now, I really want to get this Rosca record into the mix around now. It's quite a lot quicker, and I think it's got a kind of a beat intro with a slight tonal thing. So hopefully it's going to work. We'll see. Let's put it in. There we go. So I think our mix out point. Yeah, so that's kind of where the beat starts. The vocal carries on, and we've got a slight tonal thing going on here, so this may not work. So that seems quite fine in terms of timing. It does sound a bit slow because we're running about 8 BPM slow. So split the difference. I want to just creep up through this tune, maybe to 1, 2, 4, maybe. So that won't be noticeable. They're not too bad actually. I mean, there's a slight key clash, but we've just got the vocal and then we've got the sort of keys coming in under here. So they're both quite minimal. So in terms of tonality, they're not too bad. What I think would be a nice idea is if we just did kind of a crossfade between the vocal and the beat, and just the beat that we could get from the beginning. So for this there, and then hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's right. And then if we just create the fade, which makes a fade, and we're just looking to crossfade between the two. So I've just moved it forward, so Ableton's got something to read. It's reading this bit here as we crossfade over. And also I noticed that this came in a bit loud, so we could just fade this in on the volume a little bit. So I think that was quite nice. I just extended the crossfade period as far as it would go, so you're kind of getting that whole bit there. And what we were doing there was we're crossfading between the loop, just the drum beat on its own, and then the loop with the drum beat and the vocal. So we didn't notice any drop in the beat. It's just the vocal faded out quite nicely. So it was almost like this top track had its own mix happening at the same time as we were mixing something else in. So I think that worked quite well. And then I just used the fade here instead of doing a manual automation. You can just use the fades for that same effect you get with that. Okay, we're going to move on. I might fast forward a couple of tracks again and then see you back towards the end of the mix.